Well, I'm really happy to say that there are far too many resources out there for me to discuss in the time we have, but I just chose to highlight a couple. Beginning in 2001, the National Suicide Prevention Lifeline became a central switchboard of certified crisis call centers. 800-273-TALK provides services in English and Spanish 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. 10 years after it began, in October of 2011, they answered their 3 millionth call. On July 16th of 2022, 800-273-TALK will be replaced by a 3-digit emergency number. 988 will be the number for people to call who are in distress and thinking about suicide. And just the way we all are so familiar with 911, my hope is that 988 will become just as familiar to people. A second organization that I just wanted to quickly mention, is New Jersey Cop to Cop. Their mission is to provide confidential 24/7 peer support to New Jersey law enforcement officers. These are retired law enforcement clinicians who are licensed mental health specialists. And as we can only begin to imagine through what Officer O'Neill has shared with us, the job is incredibly stressful. There is easy access to weapons, and this is a service that is very much needed for the men and women who are out there protecting us literally every day. Another organization I will mention quickly is Active Minds. Active Minds, it just shows you what one person can do. Active Minds was started by a young girl at the University of Pennsylvania in 2000. Her name is Allison Malman, and she lost her brother Brian to suicide. Through education, research, and advocacy, and a focus on young adults between the ages of 14 and 25, Active Minds is opening the conversation about mental health. It started as a very small group, and they now have more than 800 chapters on college campuses nationwide. Their goal is simply to empower young adults to speak openly about mental health, reduce the stigma, encourage help-seeking behavior, and of course, prevent suicide. And last, but certainly not least, I must mention the Traumatic Loss Coalition, which began in 2000. The mission of the TLC is excellence in suicide prevention and trauma response assistance to schools following unfortunate losses due to suicide, homicide, accident, and illness. The TLC is trained to foster resilience and hopefully minimize contagion in the case of suicide. I have seen firsthand what TLC responders can do, even if only in a school for a day, and it is truly remarkable. When my son died, there was no TLC. The kids were given no way to process their grief or to honor his memory or to mourn their shared loss. Many of those kids had been together since kindergarten. Each year in my son's high school, the seniors had senior prank day. That year, only a couple of months after Larry died, the seniors acted out like never before. Suffice to say that the event ended up on the national news. Police helicopters circled the school. The building had to be evacuated, and the principal was hospitalized. The reason I am sharing this is to underscore just how important the work of the TLC has become. Even though they're often in a school for only perhaps one day, they are able to help kids begin to process their loss in a healthy way. And I really believe that their importance is immeasurable. So we've come a very long way. There's always going to be work to do. But as with all these esteemed guests on your panel and all the other people out there working hard, I have to believe, and I choose to believe, that someone is saving a life literally every hour of every day. And I'm grateful to all of you to save some family from what my family has lived with. So thank you.